So when someone loses a life, when someone betrays our trust, can it be enough to say, I'm sorry? Well, in her case, absolutely. Well, Lauren Bloom heard her share of apologies when she was a trial lawyer, and she made a study of it for her book, The Art of the Apology, and she joins me now. As we're mentioning that there have been so many apologies that have been made now by public figures. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I got to say, from my vantage point, it's starting really to lose meaning, that it's feeling more like it's a contractual obligation than an apology from the heart. How do you see it?
Well, Mark, there's a reason why we say to people, I owe you an apology. When someone makes a mistake, then part of making it right is to say, I'm sorry. Now, saying I'm sorry alone isn't enough to make for an effective apology, but it is a good start. And while I realize it may start to sound contractual, the minute it's missing, everybody notices.
Yeah, I guess I can understand that, but I guess that's the feeling, is that I almost see that the gun to the head of the person when they're getting up there and saying, I'm sorry, because if you don't say sorry, you know, our shareholders are going to get mad, or the citizens are going to get mad, and it just doesn't feel genuine. I mean, has it become a gesture that doesn't contain the soul of its intention?
Not if it's done well. I mean, part of the problem with Toyota's apology today, and I will tell you, I don't think the president of Toyota covered himself in glory at the hearings. But the problem with today's apology is that it's maybe years overdue. I mean, if customers have lost loved ones, as your last guest did, if people have been injured, if people have been frightened, if people have had property lost, they deserved an apology without Congress having to drag Toyota up to the hill to deliver it.
Yeah, what makes an apology effective? When you talk about, you know, good apologies or apologies like you're saying this one maybe, you know, didn't really hit the mark. So what are those defining features of being a good one and a weak one?
Okay, a good one, first of all, is timely. This one, I think, is way overdue. But there are several elements to an effective apology. First is to say, I'm sorry, sincerely, or in this case, we're sorry. Second, take responsibility for what you did wrong. I think Toyota has not really done that here. They've made general statements about, well, we let ourselves get too big, but they haven't really told us what happened or even if it's safe to drive their cars. Third, make amends. Now, the steps that they're taking to repair the cars that are still out there and need to be repaired are great. No question about it. But what about all of those people who've been injured or lost property? There need to be amends made there, too. Second, fifth, express appreciation to your customer. We value your business. We are sorry for what has happened. We recognize that you could have bought a car from somebody else, and we're very grateful that you chose to come to us. And then do better next time. Right now, from Toyota's executives, I'm hearing about committees and processes that will be put into place at some point. But how effective those are going to be remains to be seen.
I'm always interested, too, in the other side of the equation, is that you know, there's some people saying we need to hear that apology. So the CEO or the Tiger Woods or whoever, they're trotted out in front of the cameras for whatever reason. But on the other side of this, why is it that people feel they need to hear the words, I'm sorry?
Because people, I think, need to believe that their loved ones, that their friends, that the vendors who sell them products, that the celebrities that they admire care about them, care about their feelings, care about their perceptions enough to stand up and say, I'm sorry, when they make a mistake.
But when Tiger Woods, for example, gets up there and reads a prepared statement that, you know, it sounds like it was written by a committee of PR people and lawyers, do you think people on the other side are really feeling, oh, he's sorry, I get it now?
I think there's been a real mixed reaction to Tiger Woods' apology, and I'm one of the people who actually thinks it was sincere. I know it was scripted, but that doesn't mean he didn't mean it. Remember, this is an athlete. He's not an actor. And I think public statements were difficult for him anyway. I think he needed that script to stay on point. And yes, he clung to it like a life raft, but it made it possible for him to make what was probably the most difficult and shameful statement of his life.
And for just on the sheer human level, let's put the corporate obligations aside. I mean, is there just value in that there's some humanity to the words, I'm sorry?
Oh, sure. That's the ultimate value. You know, I think yesterday, the U.S. head of Toyota really did a very credible job of making me believe that he is so sorry this has happened. I'm not sure he's fully informed, by the way, and that's an issue that I think is still facing the company. If it turns out that they have not been truthful with the public, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. But I have no doubt that Mr. Lenz is sorry. Whether he's going to be able to do something about it or not remains to be seen, but I feel better about Toyota having seen him testify yesterday.
Lauren, I'm sorry, but we're out of time.
Thanks, Mark. It was a pleasure.
Great talking to you. Thank you.